The TalkSport Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.
Welcome back to some cherry picking, Cherries fans, and thank you for joining us. Please hit the like, the subscribe, the bell button below to be alerted to any new shows we do on this channel. So, as you might well have seen, our topic for cherry picking today is the new boys. But of course, we haven't got a new boy with us. We have got Malcolm Chiverton. How are you doing, Malcolm?
Hi, Craig. Yeah, thanks for the intro. Yeah,
That's
all
all
good,
right,
thank you.
mate. Part of the furniture now, Malcolm. Part of the furniture.
Apparently, yes, yeah.
Yes. And we also have, you will have recognised him, and you've seen him on here several times, but he was the first person to get the new AFC Bournemouth home shirt. It is Mr. Liam Humby. How you doing, Liam?
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, all good, mate. All good. Good to see you again. Good to see you again.
Hi, Liam. Good to see you.
Hello. Oh.
And as you can see, I am pretending I'm at Dean Court. It is a filter. If I move quickly enough, you can probably see the background in the background. But there we go. I'm trying to be a little bit more fancy this time round. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We might change it in a week or so's time, probably to something else. But I tell you what, let's cover something that we did speak about last week, but unfortunately, thanks to Keir Starmer, the internet went down. We're going to blame it on him anyway, but here we go. This is Guess the Cherry. So this was from last week. I was known as a wonder kid at Wycombe. I signed for Liverpool at the age of 16. It was said I was to be better than my fellow teammate, Raheem Sterling. I signed for Bournemouth in 2016 for £15 million. I made 95 appearances for the Cherries, scoring 5 goals. Now play for Hungerford Town. Who do we reckon it is, guys? Who do we reckon?
I think we know.
I think yeah. Was 15 million a waste of money?
I think so.
Yeah, I think
definitely.
so. It is Jordan Ibe. So yes, Jordan Ibe. He's now at Hungerford Town. I didn't know that, to be honest. No, I don't pay much attention to Hungerford Town, to be fair, but there you go. There we are. But I tell you what, we do have another guest of Cherry, because of course that was last week's when the internet went down. Thanks, Kia, for that. But we do have another guest of Cherry, and this week's one is I played 56 times for Bournemouth, mainly as a sub, and scored 2 goals, one being away against Notts County. Made 2 appearances on loan for Dorchester Town in 1997. Russian Diamonds paid £13,000 for me in 1999. And I also played for Havant and Waterlooville, Eastleigh and Wimborne Town. Without giving it away, guys, because of course we're going to reveal this one at the end. Any ideas? Don't say anything.
No.
That's a difficult guess, the Cherry, this one. It's a difficult one. There we are. So that is Guess the Cherry. Answers on a postcard or in the comments section. Is probably a bit more preferable. Don't check if you haven't watched the full show. That's the main thing. But before we do get going with the main parts of the show, I just want to give a shout out to our 2 sponsors. Firstly, Dental on the Banks at dentalonthebanks.co.uk. If you need your gnashers sorted, if you need some new teeth, You know where to go. Get in contact with the guys there. And if you do need a new business telephone line, get in contact with Mark and the team at Touchpoint Telecoms at touchpointtelecoms.co.uk. They'll keep you connected. But there we go. But what I'll do is let's firstly discuss the latest news. And this is it. So, Bournemouth Council has officially backed AFC Bournemouth's stadium expansion plans. Exciting times. So, BCP Council has officially backed AFC Bournemouth's stadium expansion plans, marking a major step forwards in the club's long-term Premier League ambitions. Here's what's been approved and what's coming. So the council decision, BCP Council determined that the proposed redevelopment of Vitality Stadium does not require an environmental impact assessment, EIA, clearing a key planning hurdle. This means the club can proceed with submitting formal planning applications without needing a full environmental review, speeding up the process. So there we are. Of course, I'm not an expert with EIAs, guys.
Nor me.
No, to be honest, it sounds like something, what is it, FIFA or FC, whatever it is. That's what the only EA that I know. But
Yeah.
it's a step in the right direction, Liam, isn't it?
Yeah, brilliant news.
100%, 100%. And Malcolm, what do you make of this news?
I think it's, best news you've got to hope for. That means that hurdle's taken away and they can just push on now and put their planning through. Lay the cards on the table and let's get the job started, mate.
Definitely. Definitely. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we can start seeing at the end of this season things being built up around Dean Court. I'm sure we'll see a little bit more movement before that. But, it's exciting times as we do evolve towards the next era of AFC Bournemouth. And yes, very, very exciting times. But I tell you what, let's have a look at our new players, of course. That is the subject of today. And let's start off with the player who played against Liverpool, and that is Bafodé Diakité, who made a dream Anfield debut. But how does his stats go against other top defenders? I wonder. I've got a little bit to cover off, and then Malcolm has got lots and lots of stats from that game and also from last season as well to share with us. So Bafodé Diakété's debut at Anfield was a statement performance, solid, composed, and full of promise. But how does he stack up statistically against other top Premier League defenders? Let's break it down across key categories and compare him to the elite centre-backs like Virgil van Dijk, William Saliba and Ruben Dias. And as we can see here, this is how it looks. So Diakité in 24-25, interceptions per 90 minutes was 2.1. That was better than all three other defenders. Clearances per 90 minutes, 4.8. That's better than the three other defenders. Tackles per 90 minutes, 2.0, better again. Blocks per 90 minutes, again, all better. And dribbled past per 90, again, he comes out on top. Malcolm, I think it would be good to actually get your views on his stats from last season, and what we should expect from this very, very exciting centre back.
Yeah, brilliant first game for the Cherries. Loved watching him. Okay, the stats always come out afterwards, and it's easy, maybe for somebody like 24 hours later to sort of have a look at the figures and try and place it to what they've watched the previous day. It's certainly good on the eye. The first few minutes, a little bit unsure, I would say, but once he had his first couple of touches, you could see what he was about. not afraid to get stuck in, kept composed, which I really like. He loves being on the ball as well as off it. So, yeah, really, really interesting first outing for the young man. And I think the games coming up and the season ahead, yeah, I think he's going to be a power strength at the back. Totally different to what Sabani is or was. But you just have to take it as it comes. But potential is really, really good. If we go back to last season, when he played in the French First Division,
Yeah.
Okay, he played 2,767 minutes, which is quite a lot. And it's broken down into categories, right? So shooting, passing, possession, and defending. Obviously, being a defender, so the defending is going to be more, prominent in the stats. But anyway, we'll shoot away here with shooting, 4 goals, 16 shots, of which 7 on target, which for a central defender isn't bad. Passing, he got 1 assist. Successful passes, 2,081, which is an accuracy of 93.4%. So it's pretty damn good. Long balls are slightly different, 77, with an accuracy of 56%. And 3 chances created. So once again, for a defender or central defender, it's pretty good going, my reckoning. In possession, he had over 2,500 touches. And in the opposition box, 21. Lost possession 6 times and fouls 117. Now his defending stats pretty well. Judge for yourself. So 1 penalty conceded, tackles 118, which is just over 58%. Duels 118, which is almost 60%. Aerial duels, which is interesting, 63, which equals 72.4%. 27 interceptions, only 1 block. Fouls committed 44, which shows his tenacity, if you like, and his aggression.
Mm-hmm.
Recoveries, which is also really interesting, 139. Possession 1 in the final third, 4 times. And dribbling, so pass dribbling, so taking on and passing players 8 times. Which, if you've seen the YouTube videos on him, very prominent. He does that quite often. The downside, 6 yellows and 1 red. And that's stats for the season. But all in all, it's what you want from a central defender. That he's going to mix it up. Give us 100%. Back to you, Craig.
Definitely. What great statistics. And Liam, are you excited with this signing? He's looking very good, isn't he?
Yeah. He played well on Friday night, considering he was against that Nketiah.
Mm-hmm.
He marked him pretty well.
Oh, he did, and a very, very, very solid first performance against, of course, the Premier League champions. So this guy has got incredible promise moving forwards. As it shows there, leads in the interceptions and clearances.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even say yellow cards and red cards is, to be honest, a bad thing, Malcolm. I think, the downside, if that's the downside, I think, we're doing pretty well. How do you
They're all
think
part of the stats, Craig.
it is? Yeah, it is. But to be fair, you look at other players and other defenders, Zabania was sent off last season as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think actually Zabania probably got worse, disciplinary figures than
Possibly.
that.
Yeah, possibly.
I honestly think this guy's got a very, very good career in the game. And just very quickly, how do you think, that Tiago and, Frano are actually attracting these players to AFC Bournemouth? Because, with stats like that, surely there was other suitors as well, and we're attracting the very, very best, aren't we? Still,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really good point you made there, Craig. Obviously, we don't know, but my guess is that, Pinto and Frano, they're really probably got a wealth of players that they're looking at even now, going forward. It's not just a question, okay, we're going to get maybe half a dozen players in, and that's the job done for the season. Obviously, they will at times need replacements in more or less every position. So their job won't stop. They'll be on the lookout. They'll have the scouts out and about. Obviously, with modern technology, it makes things a lot easier just by clicking on a button somewhere. And I think, yeah, they will continue to do so. And if you add into the mix, what attracts players to Bournemouth is the complete setup. It's not just the guys who do the recruitment. It's the progress of the club, the ambition of the club, the training complex, the togetherness. Just everything really. So yeah, uh, players will want to come to Bournemouth.
Most definitely. Most
Yeah.
definitely. And let's have a little look at, the passing and the build-up play as well. As mentioned, the pass accuracy, Diakité, is up there. 88%. He's a little bit behind Virgil van Dijk, Saliba, and Diaz, but that's no shame. And I'm sure he will only get better and better. Long ball accuracy, there's a little bit of improvement needed there to match those players. And progressive passes 4.5, but again, that's not that's not a million miles away from those players. And let's be fair, if he's getting close to those players and on his other attributes, beating them, there's going to be things that I'm sure the coaching team are going to be looking at and thinking, this is how we can help him improve his game. Don't you think, Malcolm?
Yeah, I mean, these stats that you got here just for the one game, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's what they do after the games, not directly after the games, obviously, when they go back to the training camp, and then they'll sit down and they go through all of the stats for every player and show what's been missing, where the improvements lie, etc. And then just work on that, bit by bit. But for a first time out, that's not a bad set of figures, really.
And I feel we got the right coach to do that.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And actually, on that note, to be honest, Liam, with regards to Andoni Iraola, players come here because of Andoni and what
Yeah.
he's like.
You look at Housewood, Real Madrid now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I tell you what, let's jump to the next block. And these are actually for the season stats as well. So these are the season stats here. And I'm just going to go through these as well. The duels and successes. Malcolm's mentioned quite a few. But Diakité not far away from Van Dijk, Saliba and Diaz. The aerial duels won as well. Again, not far away. Diakité holds his own in aerial battles, which is crucial in Premier League matches. He's slightly behind in ground duels, but shows promise. And an overall thought is Diakité's numbers suggest a defender who's already performing at a higher level defensively, especially in terms of anticipation and physicality. Whilst he's not there yet matching the elite in passing and composure, his trajectory is steep, and his Anfield debut only reinforces that. And a great performance. And the aerial duels part as well. If I think back a couple of years back, that was something that we did struggle a little bit on. In my honest opinion, but last season we had a treat, and Andoni's gone out, and I should say Tiago and Frano have gone out and found somebody who can probably come in and cover that role, without losing that ability. Would you agree, Liam?
Yeah. Definitely.
I find it interesting that watching him last Friday going up for aerial challenges.
Mm,
He reads it so well, and even if he's not going to get there, he's going to put his whole body behind the attacker to force him either into an error or maybe lose possession.
mhm.
But very, very strong. He gets very, very tight to an attacking player, but he reads it so well, the flight of the ball, and you'll see his stats go up and up in the coming weeks, I'm sure. But like I say, aerial duels is really, really important, considering, we've lost a little bit of height at the back
Yeah.
since Dino and Savani have gone. So, it's
Yeah.
going to be very, very important.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. And I tell you what, big question for you both now. And I'm going to bring it up on full screen. Which teammate suits as his best centre back partner? Is it James Hill, Marcos Senesi, or Chris Metham? Liam, I'll come to you first. Which
I'd
one do you think
probably
goes
go with
with
Snassi.
Senesi? With
Yeah.
Senesi. Malcolm, who do
Bit of
you reckon?
bit of an unfair question, really, because he's only had one game, and it was his partner was Senesi, and hadn't really had the chance to, play alongside the others. But I suppose, if you're going to say better suits,
Mm.
I'm going to go James Hill.
This is a difficult one. This is a difficult one.
Very
I know.
controversial, but there we are. You asked for my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I know who I'm going to go with and who I agree with. But I tell you what, let me see if I can get hold of Matt and see who he thinks the best partner is, and let's see whether or not he's going to tell us in the chat. There we go. And Matt has gone for Marcos Senesi as the best partner. So it's 2-1 to
Been
Marcos
outvoted.
Senesi. But no, you haven't been outvoted because I'm going to equalise for you, Malcolm.
Oh,
I
okay then.
actually think James Hill this season is going to have a breakthrough season. He looks very, very composed. I think Senesi, I was a little bit worried during pre-season, with some of those performances. However, I think James Hill looks composed, confident. His ability to read the game is very, very, very good. And I think that maybe Senesi might be starting more games at the moment. I think James Hill will eventually make that position his own, which will probably come to a bit of annoyance for Marcos, but he is a professional and I'm sure he'll fight for his position. Should there be any injuries, I think James Hill will take his opportunity with both hands.
I
But
agree.
hopefully, no injuries.
Hopefully not.
But there we go. There we are. That is what we have voted with regards to Diakite's best partner. But he's not the only player we've signed as well. And let's get on to the brilliantly named Gannon Doak. So, of course, he is our new Scotsman, a fellow teammate of Ryan Christie. And we know Ryan Christie is such an important player to our, team. So, full name, Gannon Doak. I believe, it is both parents' names, but, if anybody knows differently, do correct me. He is a right winger and attacking midfielder, so he's another option. He's somebody, of course, Mark McAdam is very, very excited about and offers something a little bit different. And I have to agree with Mark on that. He is only 19 years of age. So, yes, he is 20 years younger than me. That's a bit scary. His shirt number is number 11. Previous clubs, Celtic, Liverpool, and Middlesbrough, of course, last season on loan, which I will cover off a bit. And he's already got 6 caps for Scotland. So that is Gannon Doak. We're going to go into him a little bit more and just with regards to some of his career highlights. So his youth career, he came through Celtic's academy before joining Liverpool in 2022. His Liverpool tenure made 10 senior appearances across all competitions, so in a very, very strong Liverpool team, as you know. His loan to Middlesbrough, he impressed in the Championship with 3 goals and 7 assists in 24 games, earning the EFL Young Player of the Month award for November 2024. The name change now goes by the name of Gannon Doak to honour both parents' surnames. So, yes, we are correcting that as well. So, yes, thank you to Matt for preparing this. But yes, Gannon Doak, he does use both parents' surnames. And the Bournemouth move, he signed a 5-year deal and is seen as a direct replacement for Luis Sinisterra, who's been heading to Cruzeiro. So yes, Luis Sinisterra, a player I really, really, really like as well. Of course, being very injury prone, so maybe just wants a little bit of a change of scenery just to get his career back on track. What type of player Doak is? So he's known for his explosive pace, known for rapid acceleration and beating defenders one-on-one. He's very creative though. His strong assist numbers and the ability to deliver dangerous crosses. He's very, very versatile and he can play across the front line, though most effective on the right. And his pressing and work rate, he fits well into Bournemouth's high energy system. And this is one thing he did at Middlesbrough last season. He just didn't stop going. His crosses were always in there. Look at the amount of assists he's got for a decent team as well. A team that did miss out though last season, unfortunately. But he's a very, very clever player, and he does offer. And like Mark McAdam said, he does offer something completely different, doesn't he, Liam?
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, I think it's going to be good to see him.
It
in this
feels like
team.
he's been around for a long time.
It does. Malcolm, I'm going to ask you a question because I really like this guy. I know you really like this guy. David Brooks, has he got to worry about his position with this guy coming in, or do you think that's healthy competition?
Yeah, definitely going to worry Brooksy a little bit. But then, obviously Dango going, and perhaps Brooksy's thinking, right, I've got to get me a Dan, keep working hard, and I'll have my starting position. But under Andoni, anything is possible. And have a young lad come in, maybe not take over his place, but certainly give him a run.
Yeah.
What I really like about this deal, to be honest with you, is that we really have got a very strong right winger, and that'll stretch the width of the pitch now with Semenyo out on the left and Doak on the right. So it's going to be a very, very interesting. Yeah, I would say a few games when they start playing these guys together. Still the same brand of football, but I think maybe with some more spaces opening up for them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Positive vibes, Craig. Positive
My kind
vibes.
of winger.
Yeah. I actually
100%.
mentioned this on Cherry AM, I think, this week. My one wish is that he's the next Richard Cook, for those that remember him. So,
Yes.
brilliant little guy, and this young man can, repeat the same. I'm all for it. Just love that sort of football.
Most definitely. And let's see how he compares against other players in this position. So other young wingers, and I'm just going to make this full screen for the moment. So as you can see here, Ben Gannon Doak is at the top. He is the youngest, apart from Tyler Diblin. 3 goals, 7 assists last season. He's top for the dribbles in 19 minutes. His passing, in the 90 minutes is right up there as well, right in the middle. And his take on successes, is only second to somebody who is up for the Ballon d'Or, Michael Elise, who, of course, is down as Crystal Palace here, but he is, of course, at Bayern Munich now. These figures are really exciting, and you know what? With a run of games, Liam, he could really, really, really
Yeah.
shine.
Yeah. I remember him at Middlesbrough, watching some of their matches. He's pretty good.
Definitely.
I wish I'd seen some of them.
Yeah, he's a very, very good, solid player.
Direct. Very
Well,
direct.
you know, you look at some of the players on there as well. You know, Sammy Willing Jr. You know, only 20 years of age, very, very tough Liverpool. Sorry, a Chelsea team, I should say. Of course, Gannon Doak's coming from Liverpool. You know, but his stats aren't too bad. Tyler Diblin did get quite a few games last season. Was very, very highly rated. You know, but you would say Gannon Doak's figures are far better. And Ganasho, I don't know why Ganasho's on there, to be honest. I know he's a very, he's, I just don't know. I'm actually, you know, if we sign Ganasho over Gannon Doak, I'd be actually disappointed. I like this guy. He's going to be good.
Yeah.
So let's just quickly discuss here as well the key insights as well. So Doak leads the dribbles per 90, showing his fearless one-on-one style. He's a true ball carrier. His assist tally is 7. He's second only to Michael Elise, which is impressive given the fewer minutes played. His take on success rate is solid, though Elise edges him in efficiency and creativity. Ganasho is more goal focused, whilst Doak offers a better balance of creation progression. Tactical fit, Doak thrives in systems that allow him to isolate defenders on the wing, encourage vertical transitions and counter attacks, use overlapping fullbacks to free him up for cut-ins and crosses. He's not yet as polished as Olise or Ganasho, but his raw explosiveness and vision make him one of the most exciting breakout prospects in the league. But you are comparing him there against, like I say, somebody up for the Ballon d'Or. So this is the key factors influencing Ben Doak's future performance. So Doak recently underwent surgery for a thigh strain that ended his breakout loan spell at Middlesbrough early. His ability to regain full fitness and explosiveness will be crucial, especially given his reliance on pace and dribbling. Long-term durability will determine whether or not he can handle the physical demands of Premier League football. Bournemouth's system will need to accommodate his strengths, direct running, wide isolation and quick transitions. If he's given freedom to attack space and take on defenders, he could thrive. A rigid or possession-heavy setup might limit his impact. At 19 years of age, Doak is still raw. Continued technical refinement, especially in decision-making and final product, is essential. And Bournemouth's coaching staff and mentorship from the senior players will play a big role in accelerating his growth. So, a very, very, very exciting player who is joining us this season. So yes, there we go. So that is Ben Gannon Doak. Do we want another?
Go on,
Do we
Go
want
on.
another? Should we go to
on.
Aldi? Should we go to Aldi? We're not going to Aldi. We're going to Adli, Amine Adli, who is the newest kid on the block. Of course, born in France in Béziers. He is 25 years of age, so 15 years younger than what yours truly. He is, you know, almost 6 foot, attacking midfielder, and his national team is Morocco, believe it or not. So there we are. We're going to find out about why he's picked Morocco as well. So his youth career, and I'm going to make it full screen as well. Youth career, he started as a Pezenas, started at AS Pezenas Torbes. Oh my word, that is a mouthful, isn't it?
Yeah.
then at Beziers before joining Toulouse's academy in 2015. I do apologise, any fans of AS Pesnas Torbes who are watching today. Toulouse breakthrough.
Many.
I'm not sure. I've never heard of him in my entire life, but you know they've done a good job with this guy. So his Toulouse breakthrough. He signed his first pro contract in 2018 and was named League Two Player of the Season in 2021. His Leverkusen move would come in August 2021. He scored his first Bundesliga goal against Bochum and a memorable Europa League goal versus Celtic. Oh, that's a bit easier to say, isn't it? He is a Bundesliga champion. He played a key role in the Leverkusen unbeaten 23-24 Bundesliga title run team. What an achievement that was by, of course, a Basque manager in Xabi Alonso. He represented France, though, at youth level, so under 18s and under 21s, but he switched his alliance to Morocco in 2023. It probably would have been through a parent or a grandparent. Scored his first international goal in a 3-0 win over Liberia, and he was named in Morocco's squad for the African Cup of Nations in 2023. So, the newest kid on the block's playing style, versatility. He can play on either wing as a number 10 or even as a second striker. His strengths are through balls, key passes, defensive contribution, aerial duels, style traits, though. He likes short passes and layoffs, and he gets fouled often, indirect set piece threat, and he loves to tackle. I always like a set piece taker. You know, it's always good. And how does he compare to other Cherries attackers? So Adli versus Doak. Adli is more versatile and refined in central areas, whereas Doak is a pure winger with raw pace. Against Cliver, both are creative, but Adli is more defensively active and better in tight spaces. There we are. Adli versus Brooks. Adli offers more dynamism and pressing intensity, whilst Brooks is more cerebral and composed. And Adli against Semenyo. Adli isn't a striker, but he complements them well, especially in a second striker or number 10 role. There we are. So summarising up Adli, and you have got some more stats, Malcolm, and I'm going to ask you for them in a second. He can play across the front line and behind the striker. The Bundesliga pedigree, not pedigree chum, but he played 143 games for Leverkusen, contributing to an unbeaten title run. His ball retention, excellent in tight spaces, ideal for transitional setups. And his pressing energy, he fits straight into Iriola's high-intensity system perfectly. And Adli isn't Bournemouth's most prolific attacker, but he might be the most tactically flexible. He bridges the gap between wide playmakers like Doak and central creators like Brooks or Cliver. His arrival could unlock new formations like a 4-2-3-1 with Adli as the central creator, or a 4-4-2 diamond with him behind Evan Nelson. There we are. He was even stood in front of the words there. Even stood in front of the words. And Malcolm. Let's quickly get the stats of Adli that you have in front of you.
Yeah, very similar sort of reading through the stats to what I did earlier. Once again, categorised these and based on last season by Leverkusen. So he only played 759 minutes in total.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting stats are like 2 goals, 20 shots, 7 on target. It's okay considering he didn't play as much last season as he did in the title double winning season for Leverkusen. His passing, he got no assists, successful passes of 257, an accuracy of 81%, which for that part of the field is pretty decent. Long balls, only 2, 40% accuracy, 11 chances created. His crosses were not particularly brilliant, so only 4 with a 12% accuracy. So obviously something there. He is not an out-and-out winger like Doak. I would see him playing more, certainly behind Ever.
Yeah.
So between right wing and centres are coming in, and he is a transitional player. That is fact. If you just go on YouTube, you can see the videos there. What he's capable of doing. Yes, he does attract a lot of physicality, creates lots of free kicks by getting fouled and whatever.
Yeah.
But certainly, although I would say his strengths are not comparable with Doak, but he's got other attributes. So really positive with the outlook for this young guy. So with his possession, successful dribbles of 15 at 48%. Touches he had just over 500. And in the opponent's box, 57 touches, which is pretty decent. And dispossessed 6 times. Fouls won 9 and penalties awarded against him were 2. For defensive actions that he has here, tackles 1-9, which is 60%. Duels 60, which is 46.5%. Aerial duels 122 of almost 45%. 7 blocks, 15 fouls committed. Recoveries is good. He's had 30. Possession 1 in the final third is 8, and he only had 3 yellow cards. So yeah, quite comparable. Decent season last season, although I can't understand why he was left out so often or left on the bench. Yeah, it happens in football, I guess, if you're not flavour of the month. But no, very, very good prospect. I'm excited to see him go out there and show what he can do.
And Liam, it really showed how important he is, even though, he might not have got as much game time as he would have liked at Leverkusen. They wanted to get somebody in before they let him go. And I tell you what, this is an exciting signing again by AFC Bournemouth.
Yeah, I've seen some clips on YouTube. He looks a good finisher to me.
Yes.
One of his top attributes. Good at taking people on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, we're not finished yet because we are going to cover off one other player as well who has been signed this window, and we might not even be finished. We might still see some more players, but that player is Adrien Truffert, and what a start he has had.
Brilliant.
And he was singled out by Gary Neville during his predictions for the 25-26 Premier League season. Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher both backed Bournemouth's Adrien Truffert as a player to watch for the campaign. They made their predictions following the opening weekend of the season. Neville, whilst watching Liverpool versus Bournemouth, the match, Truffert's debut, of course, stated that he's the best left back on the pitch in the game. Of course, Milos Kerkez, who used to be here, was on the pitch for Liverpool, and said that he looked a little bit rash. And so, what? I have to agree. As much as I like Milos, I have to agree. And of course, here we are. This is the stats from game number 1. So, of course, 90 minutes played. The successful tackles of 2, passing completion 77% against Liverpool. Of course, the 4 goals conceded, but we are playing the Premier League champions, and let's be fair, the players that they've signed, Diakité looked very, very good.
Yeah.
And how does Truffert compare to other Premier League left backs? So here we are. This is a fancy little chart that has been created by Matt. You know, he can create charts better than I can assure you of that. But this includes Adrien Truffert, of course, of Bournemouth, Luke Shaw of Manchester United, Pervis Esteban of Brighton, Andrew Robertson of Liverpool, Tarek Mitchell of Crystal Palace, and Josko Gardavol of Manchester City. Now, each player's performance is normalised across the metrics like defensive blocks, tackles, interceptions, clearances, passing, key passes, accurate crosses, long ball accuracy, and duels, ground and aerial duels won, with also the creativity, so the big chances created. And as you can see, you probably can see that Josko Gardavol doesn't make any dribble passes throughout the game, but he is possibly the best left back, in the league, albeit we did, argue the toss last season with regards to Milos Kerkez being up there. But you look at Adrien Truffert, and his dribble passes is right up there.
Yeah.
He's right up there, and this is really, really, really exciting. So I think there's probably still a little way to go. We'll see a lot more from Adrian, but he's had the real toughest opposition that he was up against in the first match, and he's a great signing, isn't he, guys?
Brilliant. Yeah.
Malcolm, he's a player you really rate.
Yeah.
Is he better than Kerkez?
Yeah, he is.
I think he is.
Okay, he's got a couple of years ahead of him. Ahead of Kirkus, obviously older player. Wider head on his shoulders. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. I'm gonna stick my neck out here, and we're looking at player of the season for us in the left back. I really think he's going to be the shining star. I've got no worries about putting his name first on the team sheet. But from what I've seen, not only pre-season, which is just here, you take it with a pinch of salt anyway, but after the performance against Liverpool, he certainly just not get a place, does he? In the Premier League. He's got the chance to showcase everything he's got. Brilliant bit of business again. Thank you.
Yeah. I am with you on that.
Kerkez is better going forward. But
it's an all-round game, Liam. It's not going forward. It's like any defender who, come on, they got put the yards in every match, right?
Yeah.
So when they get up to halfway and panic it, you have to be aware of what's coming behind, what the potentials are, maybe counter-attack and everything else. But then getting back and being able to defend like a defender, which he showed against Liverpool that he can do. No worries, mate. No worries.
100%. So there we go. That is our new players. Is there going to be more coming in, do you reckon, guys?
Yes, I do.
The business isn't yet done, and the transfer window. Yeah, we don't want to go to Old Trafford. At the end of the day, they don't have much very good there. And to be honest, it leaks from the roof as well. Sorry, any Man United fans watching. But yes, the transfer window slams shut in a couple of weeks' time. So maybe we will get some more players that we get to talk about who, Frano and Tiago have got in that little black book that needs to be locked in multiple safes so no other bugger can get to it. But I tell you what, let's reveal Guess the Cherry before we round up, guys. And I'm just going to run through it again. Let me bring it full screen. I played 56 times for Bournemouth, mainly as a sub, and scored 2 goals, one being away against Notts County. I made 2 appearances on loan for Dorchester Town in 1997. Rushden and Diamonds paid £30,000 for me in 1999, and I also played for Havant and Waterlooville, Eastleigh and Wimborne Town. Anybody got any ideas?
Is it John Bailey?
Is it John Bailey? Is it John Bailey? Here we go. No, it's David Town. David Town. There we are. David Town is our guest, the Cherry, this week. So give yourself a gold star. There's no prizes for getting it right, but yeah, give yourself a gold star if you've got Mr. David Town. There we go. As your guest, the Cherry. Well, I think that's all we've got time for this week. Liam, been an absolute pleasure to have you on again, mate. Always love seeing you, mate. And no doubt we'll see each other down at Dean Court on Saturday.
Yeah.
3 points incoming. Up the Cherries.
Up
3
the
points
Cherries.
incoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, good to see you again, Liam.
See you, Mel.
Okay.
And Malcolm, always good to see you as well, mate. Part of the furniture now, but we absolutely love having you here, mate. So no, it's been really, really good, and I'm looking forward to when I'm sat in bed watching you and Ollie discuss things on the
We're
TV.
in bed now, are we? Okay.
Yeah, sometimes I'm in bed. Oh, hang on. I shouldn't say that. I'm all busy. I'm up and ready for work at that time. I'm all ready. Here we go, guys. Let's have a cracking day. No, sometimes I am laid in bed and I'm like watching it and then doing things on the laptop. And then I go to the shower and still listen to you. So
Get out of here.
modern technology there, Malcolm. Modern technology. Also, modern technology. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Amazon, Apple, and all other platforms as well. And I even had an email the other day saying that we are going to be part of an AI trial as well that YouTube are doing. So if you want to listen to us in Swahili, you will be able to listen to us in Swahili. I don't know how it's going to work, but I don't think you'd be able to understand us as well. So there we go. There we are. There is that option in the future. But thank you again for watching us. 3 points coming up against Wolves. Up the Cherries. We'll see you in the next one.
Up the Cherries.
Fan Network.
The ultimate on-demand destination for the UK's best fan-led football podcasts.
Want authentic supporter insight on all things Bournemouth? Follow Up the Cherries in all departments on the TalkSport Fan Network.
Club-dedicated content created by the fans, for the fans.
Search TalkSport Fan Network.